5 reasons why they are not initiating contact with you. Hi guys, so my name is Christine, and today I'm going to be discussing the 5 reasons why they might not be initiating contact with you. Now obviously I'm not a mind reader or clairvoyant, so obviously these things aren't set in stone, like I can't see into your crush's mind or whoever this is mind. So let's get into the first reason why they might not be initiating contact with you. And that is they simply just don't like you in that way. That's why they are not putting themselves forward, they're not initiating contact with you, they are not making any effort. The reason why they're not making any effort could be because they are just not that into you. And guess what? That's fine. You know, it's a quote that I say all the time, which is by David D'Angelo, is attraction is not a choice. So you can't really force someone to be attracted to you and to like you. There are some things that you can do to perhaps put things in your favor, so to have the best chances. Usually there's not much you can do if someone just doesn't have that emotional or physical attraction for you, or both. So the second reason why they are not initiating contact with you is perhaps because you don't actually give them time to contact you. You don't give them the space to initiate contact with you. So for example, this could be when you send a message to the person that you like, and you don't give them enough time to respond, or you are always the one initiating contact and you just simply aren't giving them enough space to talk to you. So you might be messaging them every morning and you're not giving them time to do the same back to you. So you need to make sure that you are giving them enough space to contact you. Because if you're always messaging them first, then of course they're never going to have the time or opportunity to message you first, especially if you're messaging them a lot, okay? So if you have been messaging them a lot, then start to message them a lot less. Like start to, let's say, cut back 50 or 75% on how much you have been contacting them, and then wait to see if they actually start contacting you. And the reason why this might be difficult for you is because you might fear losing them if you don't contact them. But the thing is that if this is someone who really wants to be with you, who really does genuinely like you, then they will contact you eventually. They will get in contact with you. If it's someone who's not interested in you, then why would you want to continue pursuing them anyway? Why would you want to continue initiating contact with them, even though you're basically trying to beat a dead horse here? You know, you don't want to be trying to initiate contact and trying to force something with someone who doesn't even want to be in your life and doesn't want you in that way. So the next reason why they are not initiating contact with you, and this is kind of more like a bit of a statement, and that is they are not too busy. Because I know sometimes if you go to your friends for advice and you may bring up the problem like, oh, why do they never initiate contact with me? Your friends might give you the advice of, oh, perhaps they're just busy. And I just want to say to you that usually that's very rarely the case. If you want to talk to someone, you will make the time to talk to them. You will initiate contact with them if you like someone. You will do that. They will put in the effort. It doesn't take much to initiate contact. Logically, we all know this. It doesn't take very long to create a message and send it to someone. It takes perhaps a minute at maximum, to just write a quick message like, hey, how are you, and send it. It doesn't take very long. So don't believe your friends or anyone else gives you the advice of, oh, they might be just busy. Now, obviously, in some cases, perhaps they are busy, but they're not going to be busy all the time. They're not going to be busy 24/7. If they like you and if they think about you and they want to be around you, they want to be with you, they will get in contact with you. They will reach out to you. And it doesn't take much effort to do that. We always make time for the people that we like. And you may need to really reconsider where you actually stand with this person. So the next reason why they might not be initiating contact is because they don't want to lead you on. And this also feeds into my first point, as in they just don't like you in that way enough. So obviously they don't like you in that way, or they might not like you in that way. So they don't want to give you false hope, which is why they won't initiate contact with you. Obviously, if you're always the one that's initiating contact, that's really got nothing to do with them. But if they are actively initiating contact with you, they would probably feel some kind of responsibility as to why this interaction is still going. And obviously, they don't want to be leading you on. So they might be actually doing it from a place of really caring about you, but they might just not necessarily be saying that. This obviously applies more to someone who is trying to get in contact with a crush and their crush is not initiating contact. Obviously, if the person you're in a relationship with isn't initiating contact with you, then obviously there's a bigger issue there. So the fifth reason as to why they don't initiate contact is because they might be one of these people that expect the other person to always contact them. So they might be a little bit of a narcissist, or might have some very rigid rules about how they want to be courted and dated, and they think the other person must always be the one that's initiating contact and making things move forward, which is a very rigid way of looking at dating, looking at relationships. But there are some people out there that behave in this way and expect this kind of thing. Obviously, I personally wouldn't want to be with someone like that, but I understand that maybe in certain cultures this is an actual thing. So perhaps it has something to do more with this person's culture, or it could be to do with just their personality, and perhaps they just are really narcissistic and think too highly of themselves, basically, and think that everybody should be pursuing them. And obviously that's not the kind of person that you would want to be with. You want to be with someone who, does make the effort. So I just want to quickly go into relationships, because that was more based on if this is someone that you have a crush on, and why your crush doesn't initiate contact. So if this is someone that you're in a relationship with, and the person you're in a relationship with doesn't initiate contact very often or not at all, then basically, I know it might sound scary, but you need to limit your initiation, basically. You need to stop contacting them as much and give them time and space to actually contact you, which kind of goes into my second reason, which was you don't give them a chance to initiate contact with you. So basically, if you kind of look back on the messages or the ways that you've been contacting this person, the person you're in a relationship with, kind of just look at how many times you initiate contact with them, let's say in the last week, and basically try and limit that down to 50 or 75%, like I've already said, limit that down, and then see what happens, and basically then let time reveal how this person feels about you, and perhaps that's all that you need. Perhaps you just need to limit how much you've been initiating contact for them to start initiating contact more. So you kind of need to match and mirror what this person does, even if you are in a relationship. And it might seem scary, because obviously you may feel like if you do that, you will lose them. But if you do lose them over something like that, then obviously your relationship was very, very fragile to begin with. And if your relationship is that fragile, then it's probably quite a toxic relationship. So it kind of, that silence, that giving that person space to initiate contact with you, really does reveal the nature of your relationship and how well things are going with you. So basically just match and mirror what they do. So if they only initiate contact with you once a week, then you also initiate contact with them once a week. If they start backing off, then you start backing off. Basically match and mirror what they do. And basically what this will do is it will give them time and space to look at the relationship, to think about you, to miss you. Because someone can't miss you if you are always in their DMs or inboxes. If you would like to get in touch with me personally and you would like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. If you go to the shop page of that website, you'll be able to find a free PDF download, which is a dating manual, which should be able to help you with your dating and your relationships if you are struggling in those areas. If you do read that free PDF, then please let me know. Please let me know what you think. Please let me know if there's something you would like me to add to it, or there's something in there you would wish that I had wrote about and said, so I can make it the best product possible for those people that want it. Thank you so much, and I shall talk to you guys again very soon. Bye guys.